sick. If I wasn't, we would be connecting. I can't connect. I don't have capacity. Also, there was this other girl, and I'm like...
There's another girl on the yacht? What do you think?
Oh my gosh, you should be proud of your toys. This is collection of gems. It was just a weird... Like, I was like, I could only see him like flopping around all of a sudden. I'm like, he doesn't seem stable. I have a lot to say on this.
Beautiful. Let's go. I'm ready.
Yeah, I can tell you something.
Please. Okay, y'all, today we have the deliciously unapologetic pen-slinging queen of cartoon chaos, Jessica Stahl. She is the mind behind Vanilla Cool Dance, the webcomic that will have you laughing, gasping, and texting your best friend, oh my God, she really drew that. She is here to talk about love, dating, bodies, and every messy, shame-free thing in between. So y'all, please help me welcome to our messy living room, Jessica Stahl. Hi, Jess.
Hello.
Welcome to the messy living room. It's quite clean, but we're the mess, so you get it.
I'm ready to bring the mess.
Yes. Okay. Before we get started, we have our messy mandates for our messy kiki. So things get to be unprocessed. Any opinions shared have the right to shift, change, evolve today, tomorrow, 10 years from now. And if during the kiki something feels too personal or unintentionally offends, we use the safe word foosball, which gives us a moment to pivot and address accordingly.
I love that.
Sound good?
Love a safe word.
Oh, I love a safe word. Okay, so should we start with the lube breaker?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to play a game of smash or pass. I'm going to give you a prompt. You're going to tell me if you smash it or you pass it, okay? Smash or pass morning sex?
Smash.
Yeah. In theory, for me, it's a smash. But because I dabble in the anal of it all,
Interesting.
I don't want you in me in the morning like that. I have to go to the bathroom first. You know what I'm saying?
First. But that, I get that.
And then it's like once I'm out, like I'm not feeling sexy after, like I need some time. So
like
morning,
nighttime's better.
nighttime is way better for me. Morning sex, in theory, again, is okay. So I had heard that once you start douching, you can never not douche again. So I think back in the day before I understood what douching was, I could have morning sex and it didn't bug me.
Yeah.
But now I'm very regular.
Got it. Which is good.
Regular, which is good.
Yeah.
And I wake up and I was going to say TMI, but the show is, I have to poop twice before I leave the house.
Oh my gosh.
So I wake up.
I'm like once a
day?
Once a morning.
Once a morning. I'm twice in the morning at least. Sometimes it'll be 3 times, which is crazy.
Wow, maybe I should start douching.
She's a anal douching, it's not fun. But the fiber intake, really, as soon as I get up, I have my green juice, my little water, and then I'm ready to go. But then I don't leave the house until I have the second one at least, because I don't like to poop in public restrooms.
Yeah, I get that.
Smash or pass?
Yeah, like
pooping in public.
Smash or pass. I mean, I feel like neither. I wouldn't like smash it, but I wouldn't like.
But
not.
If you need to go,
if I need to go, I would do
but
it.
It's not ideal.
It's not ideal. But I would never like just hold it for hours.
I would.
Okay.
I'm just like,
I think there's some repression there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm repression that I'm comfortable with. I just don't like. I don't like other people's toilets, and I don't like people to hear me, and I like to be quiet.
Yeah, it's horrible. I try to not think about it.
And I like to take my time. I'm definitely a girly who's in there just like on the phone. Like I'm enjoying myself. Like it's an experience. Yeah. It's an awful experience. So I'm trying to make it softer. I wish we didn't have
nice lighting.
Yeah. Oh, give me some nice lighting. Give me some reading material, and I love it. But you can't have that in everyone's public restroom. I also hate to be pooping next to somebody else pooping. My God,
that would be a nightmare.
Yeah, my hack is I put my headphones in.
Oh wow! So you have done it before.
Rarely. I
have not had to put my headphones in. That doesn't sound good.
Because I'm like, I don't want to hear what you're doing, and I don't want to think about you hearing what I'm doing.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, and then also the worst is because I think about this at the gym. Like if you see somebody hot and you're like, I can't go poop right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not gonna go poop because he's gonna see me go. Then he's gonna be thinking
go
about
in there.
Yeah, he might. Unless, well, I guess if he sat down next to the stall, then we would be bonding over the fact that we're both shitting at the gym or in this public space. But usually that doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Which is why the only reason I would be straight, the only reason I'd be heterosexual is because I would never have to worry about my crush seeing me poop.
Yeah.
That's a great reason to be heterosexual.
Yeah, but I still get like shy. I'm like, can they hear you from the bedroom? Like, I don't know. I get like.
Sure. Can I tell you something messy?
Yeah, tell me how you like fact check that. You have to like leave your phone out there to record it to like check. Can they hear?
You leave your
no,
so
I'm
they
just
hear-
saying. Like,
yeah.
how would you know?
Yeah, especially if it's a farty poop.
It's a farty poop.
I had to, like when you I always say if your farts smell, you have to poop. People don't believe me, but like if your fart is smelling, girl, you have to go to the bathroom.
That makes sense.
Absolutely. If you have
I
a
never
clean
thought about
fart,
it.
it's not. You're fine. But if that fart smells,
Yeah.
it's because it's your body's saying we got to get this out. So I went to a hookup and I was topping, but my stomach was gurgly. And then I went into the bathroom and I peed. And sometimes when you pee, it relaxes you, so a little comes out. So I farted, I tooted. It wasn't loud, but it smelled. And then I was like, I'm staying here for a second. And then I walked out and I was like, okay, cool, let's get back into it because I'm topping, so it doesn't matter. But then he decided to go back in.
No.
And I was like, oh, Lord. And we ignored it, but I did hear him go, ooh. And I was like, yeah, babe, now come bend over. Let me fuck you.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Last one, smash or pass, an ex's hot sibling.
Pass.
Pass.
Yeah, I'm going to pass on
Okay.
it. Yeah.
An ex's hot sibling.
I mean, I guess it depends how, like, what
It depends on how it ended, because I could be petty, but I will also pass. But yeah, I'm a pass. Messy, not sloppy. Thank you for reminding me. Okay. By the way, you won the game.
Yay! What do I win?
A lollipop. Pick one.
All right.
There's so many different. This season, look, I got gifts.
God, I'm definitely getting a blow pop.
Here.
Sour apple.
Apple, yes, perfect. I'm gonna take one of these. Okay. You can choose to eat on that right now,
Yeah, I'm
but
gonna eat it
you do
now.
have to tell me something messy.
Okay.
So my favorite thing about lollipops is that's my aftercare. So after I have some good sex, I have a lollipop. There's something about something sweet after you come. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. Also love a chocolate chip cookie.
I love
So Jess,
chocolate
can you tell me
cookie.
something messy?
Yeah, I can tell you something messy.
Please.
So I recently went to meet a guy I knew in Turkey on a yacht trip with his family for a week.
Wait. Okay. Went to Turkey on a yacht trip with this guy's family, and you just met?
We had spent a little bit of time together, but we had connected for a few months.
Okay.
Like, we met in real life while I was traveling, and he had invited me on this trip.
Okay.
And we had been talking for quite a few months, so I thought, okay, let's go. And I got off the boat 5 days early.
Why?
Yeah, and that was messy, but I was really proud of myself.
You got off because it didn't go well? Can you tell us why it
It
didn't
didn't
go well?
go well. He was sick, which is fine.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know if men experience sickness different and just become not super nice, but
Oh, he
it
became
wasn't.
an asshole when he got sick.
Yeah, but I think maybe he was just kind of an asshole,
In general.
but like a small one. But like it was all too small to really understand what was happening.
Do you remember like one of the flags? One of you were like, oh, this thing he did, that was actually asshole.
Yes. Well, when I had brought up the what was happening and that I didn't feel that we were connecting, and at this point I would not do well on reality TV. This was like a pressure cooker. We're like on a boat trip, stuck together, so like my emotions were also quite high that this is like not going well. So I was probably crying and not doing very well, but I communicated like that I didn't feel like we were connecting, and his reaction was very I'm sick. If I wasn't, we would be connecting. I can't connect. I don't have capacity. Also, there was this other girl, and I'm like,
There's another girl on the yacht?
no, not on the yacht. But apparently he was not feeling so good about how that had ended.
Uh-huh.
And I think I said, I don't even know what to say. And then he goes, you could say, thank you so much for bringing me on this trip to Turkey and for seeing this beautiful part of the world. I'm so sorry you're sick. I'm so sorry that you're having this difficult time with this other girl, and let's try and make the most of it.
He wants you to say, I'm sorry that you're having a difficult time with another girl when you're the girl on the yacht?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
And so I got off 5 days early.
Good for you. Absolutely.
And then I spent the rest of the week in Turkey.
So you just like made your own plans in Turkey?
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny because when people say, oh, wasn't it scary to get off the boat and like be alone in Turkey? I'm like, that is my I thrive by myself
solo
traveling.
trip.
Like I'm a
Yes.
huge solo traveler, so I felt amazing. To me, the messy part or the in my mind was that I have worked hard to like become secure, let's say,
Yeah.
but I still have that, oh, maybe I should wait. Maybe it's not as bad. Maybe I'm being dramatic. Maybe he's actually really a nice guy. Let me
yeah.
wait and wait and wait.
Making these excuses.
Yeah. And also, I have to tell 18 people that I don't know, like, I'm getting off the boat. Like,
How did that go? Did you do that at dinner? Were you like, I'm out? Was it dramatic?
No. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea what happened after I left. I think I woke up that morning and I realized, okay, we're at port. I don't know the next time we're going to be like in a town.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, maybe I'm being dramatic. He said he made 1 or 2 more small digs at me that morning. And like
Digs? Like
anything I kind of said was the wrong thing to say.
Sure.
Or yeah,
he was
like
just like
he
poking.
yeah,
Yeah.
just like snappy and
Yeah.
and not so
Didn't feel good.
It didn't feel good. They were just like small digs, like micro
Yeah.
aggressions or whatever that like make you feel shitty about yourself. And so he said 1 more and I was like, I'm getting off. I just said, hey, I'm leaving the boat. He was completely surprised. And then I just told his family, like, something came up. It's crazy. Like, I have to leave right now. Yes. Oh my gosh, I have to get off now. Maybe. Yeah.
Did you like the family? Did you like the family?
Yeah, they were great.
They were great.
Yeah,
It was
they were
just
great.
Him.
Yeah.
Good for you, though.
Yeah. Well, I think
What do you think?
I would never have done that before.
Yeah.
So I have been in situations on like years ago. I remember another instance where I was on I think like a 3rd or 4th date, and the guy came and he was feeling very tired and he was sharing like, oh, I'm so tired. And I kind of kept waiting for the date to like get better. We went back to his house. He was still being like, oh, I'm really tired, blah, blah, blah. And instead of me leaving and being like, hey, you're boring, or like, hey, this isn't fun, let me get out of here, I kind of stayed. And then eventually I said, what is going on? And he said, oh, I slept with somebody the night before. And then he asked me to send, he told me dinner was expensive and would I mind paying half the bill? No. Yeah, so.
A dinner he was taking you out to, he asked if you. I have heard things, and I think we talk about it on the show, but like people asking, like, if a date doesn't go well, then they'll ask you a Venmo request you for half the date or something like that. That's like, why? If you can't afford it,
seriously,
don't take
this is very Dutch also.
What? Like, what is that about?
Yeah,
because you live in Amsterdam.
I live in Amsterdam, and so I have had many a like tikkie. It's like our Venmo.
Okay.
Many a tikkie sent, like when I'm like, hey, I didn't really feel a connection. Okay, here's the tikkie. Or
wait,
yeah,
wait. So this is like a growing thing that like if somebody pays for a date and then you're like, I don't want a second date, they go.
They could.
Do you think that's right?
No, I think it's ridiculous.
I think it's so silly.
I think it's ridiculous, and I also think, oh, okay, so you can show face on like a date in public, and then behind the scenes, you're gonna be like, you're gonna invoice me. Yeah,
that's it. Invoice me. That's crazy.
Yeah, so I don't. Yeah, I would rather honestly split on the first date then, or the second date or the third date. But yeah, I don't like this idea that if you went out with them again, then they would have kept. That
to me is somebody who like it's a flag that somebody's keeping tabs, and if they're keeping tabs, then I would imagine they're doing it not only financially but just like kind of everywhere else.
Yeah.
Whereas if I'm looking for,
not gracious.
Yeah, if I'm dating you, I'm hoping that eventually this will be a partnership, and if we're partners, we do things together. And so I'm not saying that we won't eventually need to figure out what the finances or whatever, but I'm not like getting you back.
But at least
you didn't go my way.
True. But at least in that case, like I'm rejecting them. This was like I've had two instances where I'm being rejected and then they invoice me. And I'm like this guy slept with the girl the night before, he's super tired, and then he's like, can you pay for half the bill?
Wow.
Yeah.
I would fight.
Yeah.
I would fight.
So I would say I've now graduated, because in that situation I like stayed and I waited and I always think about that. I'm like, oh my God, and now I got off. So
good.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Yeah. I think when we notice that it's a red flag, we need to, I think, love ourselves enough to like piece the fuck out.
Exactly. And you know what somebody said that has really stayed with me? They shared that they go to a lot of like Tantra temple nights.
Mm-hmm.
And they said at some of them, they ask you like mid engagement in the microphone, they'll be like, are you still where you want to be? Check in with your body. Are you still where you want to be? Because you can change your mind. And so I think in that situation, I'm like, it could be better. Like, who knows? We don't know. But like, am I still where I want to be in this moment? No, this sucks. I am out of here. I'm not going to be treated like this.
That's tea. Like, to be able to check in with your body and be like, am I happy right now? Or is this where I want to be?
Yeah.
And then taking back the autonomy to make a change. And
Exactly.
be like, oh, I don't have to. You know what it is? I feel like sometimes we're all, because we spend our childhood, let's go down this path. We spend our childhood and we spend our teenage years and our college years being told where to be, when to be there. I think we forget as adults that we have autonomy.
Yeah.
And so we're stuck in that loop of like, oh, I'm supposed to be here at 9 to 5. I'm supposed to be at this thing because my mom told me so, because my boss told me so. And it's like, no, in your life, you don't have to be there.
Yeah.
You can actually make a decision and go, oh, I don't want this anymore. I can go do something
leave.
else.
Yeah. I remember, I mean, this is the feeling of the boat that I think you can relate to. Was I was sleeping the night before I left and I thought, oh my God, I wish my mom could come pick me up. Like from a sleepover where you're like, I don't want to be here anymore. And I'm like, I can pick myself up.
I can pick myself
up from the shitty sleepover.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Also to that point, like, no vacation is worth your peace of mind.
I can go to Turkey. I live in Amsterdam. I can take myself to Turkey.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck about your yacht. I don't give a fuck about your money. I don't give a fuck about where we are.
I don't even think it was like his yacht or his money. It was
it was his family.
It was just a family vacation, which is, sorry, I do not want to sound ungrateful. It was super nice to be invited.
Yeah.
But also like.
But you should be treated well when you're invited.
Yeah. So, I would feel so bad if I invited somebody on a trip. And even if I didn't agree with them, if they were not having a good time, I would feel horrible.
Yeah. I'd want to like make it better. Even if I was sick, I'd be like, oh, I'm sick right now. We can't engage in this way.
Like, I wish we could.
Yeah. But also the fact that there was like another girl involved and him asking you to have empathy for a complicated relationship with another girl.
Yeah.
Is mental. It's mental.
Yeah.
Yeah. Men can be mental.
Men can be mental.
Okay. Shall we do some messy mail?
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay, as always, your submissions remain anonymous. Okay, Jess, so this one says, I crashed a work event because I thought it was open bar. Turns out it was a retirement party. I left with a gift bag and the retiree's phone number. Have you...
Wait, that is amazing.
That sounds amazing. Have you ever crashed an event before and then like found a boy?
I haven't found a boy, but I have crashed like a bar mitzvah before.
Now, how did that happen?
I think I was like on vacation. I don't think we like crashed very long.
Okay.
But
you saw
like,
some
dabbled.
like you saw.
Yeah, and I did not pick up any 13-year-olds. Okay.
Right. Bar mitzvahs, yeah. Okay, but you saw some good food.
I think we like didn't know what it was, and then we like approached, and then
like, okay,
we aborted once we found out it was a bar mitzvah.
That's fair. That's fair. I've crashed many a party, but I guess it wasn't really crashing so much as, you know, being a +1 and like showing up randomly.
So you were invited.
Maybe. But I feel like I'm crashing because like I didn't know the host, and like it was like they're not getting approval for me to come. It's just like, oh, come with.
Yeah.
And those stress me out actually, because I always want to be
welcomed. Yeah, I get that.
I want to be wanted. I want to be welcomed. But I like the idea of crashing an event and picking somebody up, especially a retiree. They got money now. You know what I'm saying? They got access to that account now. Just thinking ahead, you know what I'm saying? Okay, which we love. This one says, Jessica and Messy Mom, I had this guy over for the first time and everything was going great. We were watching a movie, cuddled up, the vibes were immaculate. Then my phone died, so I went to grab my charger from the nightstand, except I opened the wrong drawer and boom, there it was, my full collection of toys, lube, and things I don't even remember buying. He froze, I panicked, and I just blurted out, those are for a friend. Oh, wow.
This is so good.
Now I don't know if I should address it, own it, or just hope he thinks it was a fever dream. What do you think?
Oh my gosh, you should be proud of your toys. This is collection of gems. You just like put on the little, speaking of Disney, you put on, these are a few of my favorite things.
Yes.
You like do a show and tell.
Yes. I think if we're fucking and you see I got toys, that to me is exciting. Like,
yeah, I'm curious what the reaction was. Sorry, did they say?
They said he froze.
He froze,
and she panicked. Or I'm making assumptions. Maybe it was two guys, but the guy froze, and then the person who wrote in panicked. And now they don't know if they should address it. I think you address it.
Definitely address it.
You say it.
Yeah.
Like otherwise it's like quiet tension.
Yeah,
And
you have to be like, hey, I know you saw
my dildo.
my toys. I know you probably don't think that I'm saving them for a friend.
They're mine.
I got nervous. They're mine. Are you curious in that?
Yeah.
Like, I love using toys in the bedroom.
Absolutely.
I mean, to be fair, I work in the sexual wellness space, so I have so many toys in my house.
Have?
I don't know, at least 40, 30.
Wow.
30 toys.
I thought you were going to say 4. You said 40.
Maybe like 30 toys,
30
maybe?
toys.
Yeah, something like that.
I have 4. I have a dildo about this size, and then I have like, which I never use, but it's kid you not, it's this fat and this big, but like she's fat, and so like we just never get there. I have a couple of vibrating cock rings. I have like a anal training butt plug situation.
What about like a stroker?
Okay, so I don't have a stroker, but I never find anything for my penis satisfying. Like I have a fleshlight that I used a couple times, and now it just kind of stays there.
Yeah.
I don't find anything on my penis
like the sensation you don't like.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't do it. I would rather just use my hand.
Okay.
But it doesn't like anything that I've used, which I'm so down. If y'all got toys to send it.
I have a recommendation.
Okay, beautiful. What's your recommendation?
Well, there's a stroker from Fun Factory.
Okay. Oh, Fun Factory.
I forget the name of it. To be fair, maybe I liked it more than my boyfriend at the time.
Okay.
But
how does it work? What does it look like?
So this one looked a little bit like a claw.
Okay.
And then you go like this with it, and I kind of sat on top. Well, I did because I was with them, but like they could also just use it.
Okay.
Then there's the Evo from S-Vibe.
Okay.
And that's I can show you after, but that's really cool because
we'll insert a thing.
Yeah,
put the Evo here.
We can insert a thing. But it you can use it so that it does some ball action, or you could do it so that it's on the head, like the thing. I'll show you it.
Okay,
I'm not explaining it very well.
No, that's great. We'll superimpose a photo.
Yeah.
I've learned that I love a little bit of pain, and so I'm curious about ball clamps now. My partner has one that a cock ring that attaches to the walls as well, which sounds like it would be exciting. I also I'm gonna need to do this, nipple clamps.
Oh, I like nipple clamps.
Really? Do you like them when you are on your partner?
On me.
Yeah, I love to have I used to have gynecomastia, which is when you develop extra estrogen, and so in the male body it creates breast tissue. So my nipples were sensitive, and then I had surgery to have that removed, and then I lost sensation on my nipples. But then
I don't have any sensation, really, not that much.
Oh, okay.
Either, so that's why I like them.
Oh, that's why you like them, because it feels. I pierced my nipple on Christmas Eve a couple years ago. Way to celebrate the birth of Jesus. And now I have sensation back. And so I love having my nipples squeezed and played with, and I want to get a nipple clamp. I just bought handcuffs for my partner because he likes to be restrained. And they're these fuzzy red ones. Because, because I'm still about I don't want hard
nice
things.
textures.
Yeah, nice textures.
But they should definitely, I think, first of all, regardless of this guy, there are people out there that would love to explore and play with you with them. So first of all, just is so normal that you have
1,000%.
toys. And so regardless of their reaction, which we cannot control, I think if you're confident in it and also are just inviting them into exploring it with you, then the rest is just to see what he does with it.
Yeah. So I personally don't like toys by myself, but I have a friend who loves toys. He will clean out to use toys. And I'm like, if I'm cleaning out, I want a dick. But you can use toys with me, with the partner.
Yeah.
So partners using toys on me is really fun. I remember I had a guy, it was an afternoon sex. It was 11 a.m. in the afternoon, and I was downtown. You live downtown, so I went downtown 11 a.m. and he's fucking me, and then he pulls out a bunch of toys, and then he starts using these toys on me, and then he's using the toys. He's DPing me with a toy and his dick. It was to the point, Jess, I swear to you, we finished, and then canceled the rest of my day.
Amazing.
I went home. I ordered chocolate chip cookies.
Lollipops.
Lollipops. I closed the blinds. I sat on the couch. I like turned on some TV, and I just like let my body enjoy itself. So
Amazing.
toys can really do something.
Oh yeah.
Really do something. Okay, this one says, "Hi, Messy Mom and Jessica. For most of my life, I froze up in the bedroom. I didn't know what I wanted, and even when I did, I was too afraid or ashamed to say it out loud. My messy question is, why is it so hard, especially for women and femmes, to speak up about what we want in bed? And how do we start moving from shame to real intimacy?"
I have a lot to say on this.
Beautiful. Let's go. I'm ready.
So I think that especially as a woman myself, that first of all, growing up, I never realized that my pleasure was valid. And I think so many of us don't know that. We know that sex ends when your male partner has an orgasm. We know that if they aren't, that we're probably doing something wrong. But it's really about like giving a blowjob. It's really about servicing the penis and not so much about
it's so penis centered.
It's very penis centric.
Yeah.
And I mean, and our partners grew up watching the same porn and grew up in the same society that we did. So they also probably think they can just, for instance, have sex with somebody who has a vulva and they will just orgasm from penetration, when so few of us actually orgasm from penetration alone. Right. We need the clitoral stimulation.
Yes.
So I think first, that's a big component. We don't even realize it's valid. And then secondly, we don't really know how to explore ourselves. We don't know how, and if we don't explore ourselves, how can we communicate what we like? So I think
1000%.
What's really helped me has been not only realizing, okay, my pleasure is valid, which amazing partners have helped me realize that.
Yeah.
Like, I remember the first time a guy went down on me twice in a row, and I was like, I already came, and he's like, yeah, I know. And I was like, wait a minute, somebody could love this? Like, somebody could get off. It is their pleasure to give me pleasure was such a game changer.
Yes. Yeah.
And then once I started to explore myself more and realize that my partner could like it, I think just over time you get more and more confident communicating what you like. But I think it's first knowing your pleasure is valid. Second, understanding all the options that you could get.
Yeah.
Like there's, as you said, I think sex is so expansive, pleasure is so expansive. There's a million different things that you could have somebody do to you or that you could do to somebody else. So kind of understanding the menu of options that you have and kind of figuring out what you would like and just say, I think it's super sexy when somebody says to you like what it is they're fantasizing about doing to you or what it is that you would love. So
I also think to what you said earlier in your messy story, it's having the what word do I want to use? Having the audacity and the courage to pick partners who are open to your pleasure.
Yes.
Right? Like that you don't have to settle. I think that women, femmes, and bottoms actually have a lot in common because we are receiving the penis and penis owners can often, not always their fault, but just by culture, just be centered around themselves. Sex education is centered around just put a condom on. Like it's all about the penis and it's and for the vulva, it's like don't get pregnant. That's like kind of it. But never like what is your pleasure and then we start to make the clitoris and the vulva complicated and it's like no, just maybe ask a question. Maybe talk to your partner and see what it is.
And to your point, I think there's also a big orgasm gap with like between two penis partners, like the bottom, for instance, not having an orgasm as much as the top. I think because they're also taking that, I guess it's a heteronormative like narrative that they're then copy pasting onto.
Just being you, right? Like you're like, I'm a whole and I should be grateful that this person wants to fuck me and I shouldn't have any wants or desires or needs. Yeah. So like even like I shouldn't expect my partner to eat my ass or eat my pussy before they fuck me. And it's like, that's kind of like, you know, listen, everyone has their thing, but for the most part, when I hear, oh, I don't want to eat ass or I don't want to eat pussy, I'm always like, huh. Well, are there other things that you want to do to like, you know, help warm this up? Or
and do you also expect me to do it?
And like, what do you like? What's the thing? But I kind of learned for myself when I finally had a partner who did. They just wanted like they want to just eat ass for the longest time and got off on that. It was like, oh, this is possible. And so it's actually more so about me really setting a boundary with what kind of partners I engage with.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
And something that's helped me, which a lot of people are very like, not everyone is going to want to do, but I've started recently with newer partners having, it's called the RBDSM talk. So it's like R stands for relationships. So like, is there anyone else that needs to know about this? Depending on if they're, we don't know we can't presume somebody's monogamous or not, or so relationship status. B for boundaries. So like, and I think this can be replicated, like, no matter how many times you have sex. I mean, maybe you don't want to do this all the time, but like your boundaries shift depending on the night. Maybe with my long-term partner, I'm like, okay, today I actually just want like touching. I don't want any penetration. I just want intimacy in that way.
Yeah.
So boundaries, desires. So like, I would really love to feel connected. I would really love to feel you like slowly move your hand up and down my thigh. Like, and I think even the more specific you get, the sexier that can be. Then safe sex, how are you having safe sex, and meaning. So what do we want this to mean? Is this a one night stand? Is this like, do I want aftercare after? And I think just start normalizing conversations about intimacy in general.
Yes.
Like, and it doesn't need to be in the bedroom. It can be outside the bedroom, but like the easier you can integrate these conversations, that's going to set you up for success. I
100% agree that like the time to have the conversation isn't actually when we're about to fuck.
Yeah.
It's like when we're just like having dinner is like a time to talk about it. Like when the stakes are like low, even if we're like, even if it's a hookup, we're on one of the apps. It's like in that exchange, just being like, what turns you on, or what do you like, or what don't you like, or what are your boundaries, or what are you looking for, is such a, if somebody can't handle that, then that to me is a flag for me. I'm like, okay, cool, this might not be a partner. Doesn't mean they're bad or whatever, but I might not be compatible because I want to be with a partner who's down to have,
like curious,
who's curious about themselves, curious about me, and even if they don't have an answer, are like open to exploring together, figuring it out. Because sometimes people don't know, and that's okay.
And I think people get super insecure, and so they kind of just shut down the conversation, or they say whatever you want. That's like the biggest thing. I've done it too, and I think, oh my God, this person has asked me, what do you want? Which is not the way I would necessarily advise somebody to ask the question. But when you say whatever you want, or like, this is great, like you are not giving them anything to work with, like no information. This person is asking, how can I pleasure you? How can I make this experience better for you? And you've got nothing. Like, say anything.
But also I think that there might be some socialization where we're like, oh, I'm not allowed to have.
I'm
not allowed to, especially for women and femmes, like I'm not allowed to advocate for myself. I should just defer. I mean, one of the reasons I love doing this podcast is because I see a lot of relationship podcasts where there's a lot of conversation where like the woman is the wife and like they are literally saying you're supposed to bow down to the man. And I'm like, in 2025, we're having 2020. We're still saying that? That's insane. Like, no, like you get to have autonomy here. You get to have boundaries here. You get to say, oh, like this idea that, I wish I could like remember what podcast, but I've seen a couple of them where it's like, if your man wants to have sex, you should want to have sex. And it's like, no. That's so toxic and so backwards. You have the right to consent what happens to your body, and you have the right to say, oh, I'm not desiring anything right now. Or for me to get to that space where I want to fuck you, this is what I need.
Yeah. And also I think like what you're talking about in terms of shutting down sex, or like so many of us look at it as black and white. Like, okay, we're going to have sex, which means intercourse or not.
Yes.
But I think what people miss a lot is like the intimacy. So to be having sex, a lot of the times the reason it's a no is because you're like not connected to your body.
Yes.
So there's a million things that you could do with your partner that may or may not lead to sex that can help you connect, be more present, drop into your body more, that maybe you do want to end up having sex, but at least you feel intimacy and at least you feel connection. And we never really talk about that. It's always like, oh, I'm always shut down. But okay, you're shut down because it's like, do you want to have sex?
Yeah. I think Dr. Vanessa Marin came on the show and said, sex starts I'm gonna butcher it, but like sex starts at the end of the last round, right?
Yeah.
Like as soon as like it begins again.
Yeah, it's all foreplay.
It's our foreplay. It's our conversation. It's the questions we're asking.
Yeah.
It's the fantasies we're sharing. Like all of that leads to then now we're ready. But it's like that. I actually used to feel shame for needing emotional connection. I didn't know that I was allowed to need that, because emotional connection or intimacy gets categorized as, oh, we're gonna get married now, or like we have to be in love. And it's like, no, I can be intimate with the person I just met in the dark room. It's just about a connection. It could be that we've danced. It could be that we asked each other a couple questions. You know, it doesn't have to be, oh, now we're going to move in with each other.
And I don't know about you, but in dark rooms or like kink spaces, I've had way better conversations. I don't think everyone has, but like I've had amazing conversations with somebody I am never going to see again about like, what are we interested in? What are we looking for? Like, what does this mean? Like, which I'm like, oh, okay. And that's obviously not like, neither of you are expecting that to be your life partner, but you're able to have that conversation. And it's so nice.
It's so lovely. It's why I love play parties. It's even like going to like a bathhouse, because usually there's like space for y'all to like lounge and talk and meet somebody and have a conversation. And then you go do the funny things, but it's like the funny things. You know, but it's like, but there's space to connect, and it doesn't mean there's not pressure around it. There's not like, oh, again, we need to be in love now. It's just like, as humans, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Who the fuck am I? And what do you like? And what do I like? And now let's go have a good time. And I think that is not, we demonize that. And it's like, no, that's great. You don't have to, you're not supposed to be wet or hard at the snap of a finger. Like, you are a human. You are an emotional being. And even if the sex is a hookup, it doesn't mean that you're not an emotional being.
Right. It doesn't mean you're not going to need aftercare either.
1000%.
Like, I also think in these experiences, you're like, yeah, I'd love a text tomorrow. Or like, this is what I need, because everyone wants something different and we don't really talk about it.
Yes. We're afraid to talk about it because we're afraid to scare people off.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, if a person can't handle a conversation, then scare them off.
Yeah, then they're closed off.
Then they're not like, what are you going to going to build with somebody?
Yeah, you're not going to have like the most mind-blowing sex with somebody that you can't have this conversation with.
Period.
And I know the question was about women and femmes, but I also think I get a lot of submissions from men who have so much fear around sharing that maybe they think they're bi, that maybe they want to be pegged. They're straight, but they want to be pegged. Like they also have a lot of desires that are not being vocalized. And I just think, it's so sad. Like, there's just such an opportunity to communicate more with your partner. And of course, like, if you're dating now, and if the people listening are dating now, you're in a perfect situation because you can start from ground zero and like lay this foundation. But I do think for long-term couples, it's still possible. It's a little harder because you have to reverse engineer it. But there are ways that you can start to bring this into the relationship. And
you know what you bring up that's so interesting, like when you just said about like straight men and pegging or think that they're bi, it's like, oh, there is, for all of us, there's a shame culture. And so I want to acknowledge that one of the reasons it might be scary to advocate for oneself is because you've experienced somebody rejecting you or judging you or critiquing or laughing at you. And so it's easy for me to go, well, then you're not compatible and fuck them. But you do have to build to that. You do have to like build a confidence in yourself to know that what you're asking for is valid. Yeah. That if you're asking to be pegged, it doesn't mean anything other than you want to be pegged. Pleasure. But how do you get to that confidence? And I think it's in community. I think it's like seeking out other what we just said, like if you're in those kink spaces, those are the spaces where we're having a lot of times the most expansive conversations. Definitely. Because you're around other folks who are sex positive. And so I guess my suggestion would be somebody who's trying to learn how to speak up for themselves is obviously like listening to a podcast like this, but finding other sex positive resources and finding sex positive community so that when you say, oh, I'm interested in this thing, you're going to be met with people who go, oh, interesting or cool or me too. As opposed to if you're surrounded by people who have a lot of insecurity, honestly, like the person who's being judgmental, it's really because they're being covert about their own insecurity.
Right. And it is really hard.
Yeah.
And people, you can't, like, people might shame you. So it is about, I love what you said about building that internal security.
Yes.
But yeah, I really have it a lot with my male followers who are talking about, for instance, wanting to be dominated, wanting to be more submissive. But I think I did polls and it was like 50% of my people with a penis want to be submissive or want to be dominated. So I think like also finding people that can help, that also normalize it, so that you like know, okay, well, I know at least 50% of people. I'm like in the. So I am normal. Like
you're normal. Yeah. It's so interesting with men because it becomes about their manhood.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, it like
less so with women.
Yeah. It's like if you want to be domed or you want to submit, now your manhood
means something.
It means something. And sometimes there are women who will reinforce that as well. So like we're all doing this to each other. We're like from all sides, we can
and you have to build slow. And one thing, so I just created a toolkit to help people, individuals and couples, talk about this stuff. Yeah. So part of it's a pleasure menu with 250 ideas.
Oh my goodness.
And also from emotional intimacy through aftercare.
We'll put this in the show notes.
Oh yeah. Yes. Oh yeah. But what I love about that is now we're not talking about what I want versus you want with like one thing. We're like looking at a whole thing. We're like, let's talk about this whole section. Like, what are you interested in? And maybe in that section is pegging, and in that section is being more submissive, and in that section is nipple clamps, to what we're talking about. But then it becomes more of a within this greater context. So then it's like, oh, I didn't know you were interested in that. I don't know how I feel about that, but like this one I like too. I don't know.
Or this one I'm curious about, or this one I don't know. I actually don't have an opinion on.
So I think maybe it brings an easier way to talk about the scarier ones because you're covering it with things that you feel more comfortable about.
I think so. It's like it's always helpful when you're like, oh, I read this thing or I heard this thing. What do you think about it? And just kind of like
oh my gosh, I had so many submissions once about armpit licking, and I had a partner at the time. I'm like, I never heard of this, and I'm like, ew. My first reaction was gross, but then I had like 3 of them or 4 of them, and so I'm like, okay. So I texted my boyfriend at the time, and I was like, so armpit licking is apparently a thing, and he just goes, all right, clean or dirty, and I'm like, okay.
Period.
I'm like, we started clean, but it's just like that is a way to bring it where you hear something on a podcast or and you just say, what do you think of this? Yeah.
I love a musky armpit. I love yes. I love it. Work out and then let me sniff it. It's my favorite. It's my absolute favorite. I also like in terms of identifying one's own, because I really love RBDSM. So relationships, boundary, desire. Yeah. What's S?
Safe sex. So like
and meaning.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I use the term BEMA, BEMA, for how to identify your turn-ons. So body, environment, mood, accoutrements. So like what part of your body do you want to be touched, licked, sniffed, kissed? The environment is like, where do you like to have sex? Is it the kitchen? Is it the bedroom? Is it the alleyway? Is it in the airplane bathroom? What's the mood you want? Which is like, oh, I want certain lighting, or I want a playlist, or I want it at the daytime, nighttime. And then the accoutrements, like what are the props that you need? So like I want a dildo, or I want a butt plug, or lube. Lube is an accoutrement, but just like being able to, and I say to people, if you don't know what turns you on, just start with that little category. And then as you discover things, add it to your list so that when somebody asks you what turns you on, you go, oh, I would love a Victoria Monet playlist. or I love when you sniff my armpits. But like, just start, like, sex is expansive.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, so you can't be expected to know everything. So I think we're collecting different tools. And also as you get older, as your body changes, your turn-ons are going to change. They might expand, they might shrink. And so like being able to like check in with yourself periodically of like, oh, I was into that 10 years ago, but I'm not into it now. Or I wasn't into that, but now totally into it.
And that's why, again, we have to normalize these conversations because they're not a one-time thing.
They're not a one-time thing. They change.
Yeah.
Yes. I had that conversation with a partner who was like, oh, you should just know. And I was like, no, we've been together for a while. And like, I would assume that you're growing and evolving. So what you liked when we first got together may be different right now. And so like, it's important for us to keep talking so we can update our blueprint.
Yeah. I love that. BEMA.
BEMA. Yes.
So cool.
BEMA, BEMA. It's it actually means a platform to talk.
Okay.
So that's why I like it, because you got to talk about
Great.
your things.
Zima.
Yes. Okay. Shall we do our one last mess?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a speed round of questions.
Okay, I'm excited.
Speed round of questions that
I'm
you can
ready.
answer in one word or one sentence. Yeah? Okay, so first one is, what celebrity or fictional character could ruin your life and you'd say thank you?
Okay, I really like the guy from Fourth Wing, but I don't
What's
know his
Fourth Wing?
name. It's a book.
It's a book.
It's
Okay,
like a
okay.
fantasy, like
Lovely.
it's a little bit smutty, but it's like with dragons.
Oh,
Yeah,
a
yeah,
smutty book with dragons.
I'll
Okay,
take the
Fourth
Shadow
Wing.
Wielder.
Okay, lovely.
I forget his name.
Mine is Jason Momoa. Hi. What's your most controversial food opinion?
Oh, that it should be eaten on the way home from the grocery store. So I live a 3-minute walk from the grocery store,
Yeah.
and there's a bridge I cross to go from the grocery store home, and I've never,
Amsterdam?
in Amsterdam, and I've never not snacked on the way home.
I love that. I love to get a chocolate chip cookie for the road from Sprouts.
Yeah.
Sprouts makes a good chocolate chip cookie, and you get one for the road. I love that. Or some grapes. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
sure,
with you.
or just like a little, like
You have to get something at the
dip.
grocery store to like nosh on the way home.
yeah, but no, it doesn't even need to be like a noshable thing. I'll like break open
You'll break over the bread.
anything. Yeah.
You'll break over the Nutella.
Yeah.
I feel like, okay, lovely. I love that. What's your most irrational ick?
Oh, my most irrational ick. I met this guy once who had kind of small feet, and he told me about it. And then we went rock bouldering, and then I just could only ever see him as like he was really tall, as like off balance. He was like always in my mind like a bit clumsy and stuff, and I kept thinking of the small feet. They weren't even like that small, but because he told me,
said
it really icked me out. Yeah, that was it.
So people telling you their foot size, it stresses you out a little bit. Or was it that it was small?
Well, it was just like, I think I don't know. It was just a weird,
like a thing.
I was like, I could only see him like flopping around all of a sudden. I'm like, he doesn't seem stable. Because he told me.
He told you,
which is sad because it was a vulnerability he shared maybe. And then I'm like, ew.
Sure. Sometimes vulnerabilities,
But it's an ick.
gets out.
The ick just can happen.
It can
You can't
happen.
control it.
It
I
is
didn't
what
like
it
him
is.
enough,
Fair.
Otherwise,
Fair. What is a show you'll defend to the grave, even if it doesn't need defending?
Hacks. I love Hacks.
Amazing. What a great show.
Yeah, there's other shows I will defend to the grave, but Hacks just came to mind.
Yeah.
Also,
I love
like,
that.
yeah, I like Hacks.
Yeah, Hacks is great. I defend Scandal. It doesn't need defending, but to the grave, I love me some Scandal. I'm rewatching it again. It's
And
so good.
also like Vampire Diaries. Okay, if I had to defend to the grave, now I'm
Vampire
thinking like, what you brought up Scandal,
Yeah.
like it's made me open up too.
Vampire Diaries.
yeah.
Okay, work. I love it. You love a fantasy.
I know we have a theme like Disney and
Disney,
fantasy.
Yes. Okay, I live. What's the first song you'd play if you hijacked the aux cord right now?
Chapel Roan.
Ooh,
Yeah, I'm
which
like,
one?
I just feel like that's so like unoriginal.
It's perfect.
Pink Pony Club.
Okay, work.
I like it. The first time I heard that song was a messy story too.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Where'd you hear it?
I was at a Milkshake, which is this amazing queer festival in Amsterdam.
Okay.
I was high off of my ass, and
Yes.
I was listening to Pink Pony Club at the peak of my high at the stable that they had with hobby horses,
What is
and
a hobby horse?
it's a
a
horse
little
head on a stick.
Oh.
And there were little jumps that you could do. And there's a video of the first time I ever heard Pink Pony Club of me galloping, jumping over the thing, and then being taken off with security, like not security, but like with the medics
you
for
fell.
my ankle.
There we go.
Yeah,
Oh,
through
did
the.
you-
They thought I broke it, but
Okay,
it was
okay.
just a
You just
sprain.
sprained. Okay,
So
great.
that's my Pink Pony Club, like our meet cute.
I love
Yeah,
it. I
yeah.
love it. Okay. If you could whisper one messy piece of advice into the world's ear, what would it be? And it doesn't have to be deep. It could be deep. It
Oh
could
my
not
god. Oh, life's short. Eat dessert first.
be. Tea. Love it. Tea. Absolutely. Have those cookies first. And last question. What do you love most about yourself?
Oh, I love that I am super passionate about what I do, and that if I don't see something in the world, I make it into reality.
Tea.
Yeah.
Jess, thank you so much for being in our
Thank
messy
you. This
living
was
room.
so fun.
We'll see you next time.
Great.
Bye.
Bye.